Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Verbal One, and I'm your host, Big Verb, aka Scale_Nation on Twitter. Thank you for joining the channel. If this is your first time, like, subscribe. Trust me, I'm bringing that heat. Hit that bell notification. You don't want to miss out. And if this is not your first time, I want to thank you for coming back and rocking with me, man, because you know I'm bringing that Dolphin heat. I'm bringing that Miami Heat. I'm bringing the Miami Hurricanes and also all other Florida sports. Today we're talking about the Miami Dolphins so far in the offseason. Have they been making serious moves to be candidates to go to California this year? Have they been making serious moves to be contenders in the playoffs? We're going to talk about the quarterback coach. We're going to talk about the co-offensive coordinator situation. And we're also going to talk about, are they setting themselves up for the offseason, meaning that the free agency is also going to be a big thing, and then the draft also is going to be a big thing as well. We're trying to predict what their mind is thinking, Chris Greer, as far as Flores, McKenzie, all the big guys at the top, trying to get the team ready for Mr. Ross so that the Miami Dolphins are set up in a situation when the free agency market jumps, they are ready to make impactful moves, and their system is ready to bring in pieces that's going to take them higher than 10 wins or bring them beneath 10 wins. You get what I'm saying? So it's a strong possibility that they could, stay the same, but who can predict things going the same? I'm not in that business. It's not fun anyway. So today we're going to jump right into it and talk about the hiring of the quarterback coach. This quarterback coach that the Miami Dolphins hired, he was a pretty good coach from what I've heard from other guys that have coached up under him. But looking at his resume and looking at the situation with Tua Tagovailoa being a young rookie quarterback, are they bringing him in to make Tua better? Are they bringing him in because he was a referral from someone that isn't on campus yet that's going to be there next year? Now that option, which I'll call that like the second option, is kind of a option that I'm leaning towards, because if you bring in a quarterback coach that haven't developed the guy yet. He doesn't have the reputation of being a quarterback guru. He doesn't have the reputation of bringing in guys and developing guys, or he hasn't done it yet at the NFL level. Where did you get the information to hire this guy? What is his resume? What has he done in the league? So looking at that hire, the office of the quarterback coach name is Charlie Fry, I believe. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. But his name, he was a quarterback coach at Colorado State when they went and got him. But he to me he doesn't have a resume of something that I would be like, okay, well let's hunt this guy up. Okay, is he a friend of Stubblefields, or is he a friend of the Dolphins' other offensive coordinator, the new coordinator that they got, who's going to do, who's going to share the job with Stubblefield. Stubblefield was the running back coordinator from last year's team. The running game was pathetic, but Miles Gaskins, who was a 7th round pick, was extra productive. He was he was a big surprise, let's just say, as far as what we expected from him, because he was drafted in the 7th round, not last year, the year before that. So that's the last round. We had all these running backs from Ballage, from Gore was there at that time. We had a lot of good different guys in the stable. He came the next year and tore his knee. After he tore his knee, who's looking for him? Who's checking for him? And then for him to have a year like he did this year, to do the things that he's done, the run that he made in Las Vegas against the Raiders, he had an unbelievable season for a guy overcoming what he overcame. So I believe that was a feather in the hat of the running back coordinator. I believe they felt like he contributed to that situation. So them sharing the offensive coordinator job, to me, I personally don't think that that's a recipe for success. I haven't seen it done yet, but doesn't mean that it can't be done. We know that new things happen every year, unexpected, things happen every year. So sitting and trying to predict that they won't be better is not what I'm going to do. Are they going to be worse? That's something that what we're going to say, because I don't believe that these unproven offensive coordinators and this office of quarterback coach is going to do it. I don't think that they have the experience, because I do believe circumstances, you can't just go off your gut every time. I don't believe that going off your gut every time is going to get it done. Watching the game, I think that more than likely you always see a winner comes out of someone who's been in a situation before. It's not really like beginner's luck. You don't really win that way. So looking at the situation, I think that the Dolphins will get a little bit worse. I don't as far as the offensive situation goes. I think they'll get better at the running back position as far as talent wise, but I don't think that they'll um, get better as far as a team because of who they brought in. I think that they're setting themselves up again. I think Flores doing another developmental transitional move, and I think that they're setting themselves up for the 2022 2023 season. So that those moves right there, I don't see progress in those moves. Are they getting themselves set up for free agency? I do believe having a coordinator and having a system intact does put the Dolphins in position to put a system on whomever they bring in when it comes to free agency. Who they have in mind, who knows? Who they want to bring in, who knows? There's so many pieces that Chris Greer has lined up, like I said in my previous videos, to put them in position to look like they are perfect for whomever's trying to be traded, for whomever's in free agency now. A lot of players are trying to come to Miami because the situation looks so beautiful. It's also a tax-free situation, and also who doesn't want to come down here to Miami? Let's be real. So speaking on that note, when they bring the free agents list up, I don't see anyone on the list that the Dolphins are foaming at the mouth to sign. I don't see it. And like I said, I can't predict the way Chris Greer thinks, but there's nobody on the free agent market that I believe the Dolphins are foaming at the mouth to get. And I do think it's some guys that are, of course, not going to be able to get away from where they are. So I will bring up a name that I do think that, of course, I'm not even going to bring up Levante David from the Bucks. I'm not even going to go that route. To me, that's not even a realistic thing. But I would say Chris Godwin from the Bucks. Chris Godwin, that wide receiver from Penn State, playing at Tampa Bay. I think he knows if they bring back Gronk, if they bring back Antonio Brown, he needs to go get paid. He's been real. He's been in and out the lineup with injuries. I do believe that if he decides to come down here to Miami, put on the Miami Dolphins jersey, I do think that the wide receiver core gets better. Do I think he's a different receiver from Devontae Parker? No, but I do think his route running and his catching of the ball, I think that he's better. If you look at them, they pretty much the same size, pretty much the same build, and I do think Chris Godwin's a little bit faster in the long run. I think down the field, I think he could be a little bit faster than Devontae Parker. As far as all the other receivers, they're pretty much gadget guys that the Miami Dolphins have on the roster, and I'll probably do a position shape up before the free agents market really hits. But I do think Chris Godwin will be a good free agent to bring into Miami-Dade for the Miami Dolphins. Now today, Jarrell Casey was released. He was a former defensive tackle for the Tennessee Titans. He played for the Denver Broncos this year, but he got hurt in week 3. I like him for the Miami Dolphins. I think the Dolphins need somebody a little longer in the tooth at defensive tackle to show guys that are there developing what they can do now. And I mean, the coach can tell you, but for you to get subbed out or be lined up next to a guy that's doing what you do and doing it well, or doing what you can do and giving you tricks inside the trenches, I think that's valuable, very, very valuable. So I do think that the Dolphins defense is set up for a free agent move like that. Also defensively, the Dolphins defense is in a developmental state. Like a lot of people are saying that the Dolphins defense is perfect, it's ready. Looking at that Buffalo game in week 6 to week 17 is not what it's cracked up to be. Okay, the Dolphins need a real free safety. Let's be real. Need a free safety. Let's cut it out. If you bring McCain down and put him in his spot down in that slot and get you a real free safety, and I'm going at it, somebody know that you know where I'm going. If they go out and get Simmons from Denver, go ahead and offer him that deal and get you somebody on that back end to stop allowing those, when you got that one safety at the top, then you can count yourself in with that pass rush. Now, I know for a fact that McCain's a solid guy. He makes a lot of solid plays. But if you get a guy who's a ball hawk back there, who's a real center fielder to play free safety back there, I believe the Dolphins defense will go a couple notches above, because as you can see, Byron Jones has work to do. You know, he has work to do. Xavier Howard, you know, a lot of people are scared that he's going to show up one day with a contract in his hand and say he need this done. But I've talked to guys before, you know, in the past, it's the best thing for the Dolphins to reshape his contract, give him more guaranteed money and free up some money for yourself, and you know, and take care of X. I know, we all know that he's gonna get hurt soon, and he's gonna miss a couple games and show you that you wasted your pick on New England and monogamy. He's gonna do that. He's gonna do that. All vets do that. He's gonna take his money and sit home and say, "You let your first round pick cover me for a little bit. I'm finna take a little time off." He's gonna do that. He's gonna be this year. He's gonna be the year after that. He's gonna do that in a minute. Noah needs to be ready, and I think that's why Chris Greer reached and grabbed him. So we just need his development to be something. But the Dolphins need a free safety. I think they should go after that probably third or fourth round. But if you can go ahead and spend that money on Justin Simmons, you know, then you're gonna have to take your lumps because you know somebody gonna come up and need their payday. So I think you free up some money with X. You put that money on the board for Justin Simmons and you freeze. If you freeze now, if you make a move and get Deshaun Watson, that's a whole another episode. But if you make that move for Justin Simmons, you put yourself in a whole nother boat. Personally, I think that those moves, counting what we've talked about presently, I think those moves, along with another pass rusher, if the Dolphins can get another pass rusher that can actually line up and beat the one-on-one without the blitz, then I think that they'll be putting themselves in a category to beat teams week in and week out like the Baltimore Ravens, to beat teams week in and week out like the Cleveland Browns, to beat teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers week in and week out. I do think that they're in a position where they can beat teams like Tennessee, where they can line up with those those powerful teams and they can beat the Patriots no matter who they bring in that quarterback right now. I just think that they need to get a real pass rusher, someone who is proven. I know they try to keep the age range from the 28, no older than 28, and they try to get guys like that. But Van Noy's not an every week ball player. We see that. It's not going to change with an off season. He's still going to miss games next year. He's still going to play 10 to 12 games. That's just going to be his MO. And if he doesn't play 10 to 12 games, it's going to be games there where he's not really there physically. And it's going to be games where he plays amazing. So you need to get you a young stud that can learn, that can produce, and give you a little leverage over guys that's going to be coming up as far as the contractual situation. So we want to hear from you. I want you guys to hit the comment section. Let me know what you think about the Miami Dolphins. Are they getting themselves ready for the Super Bowl, or is this year another transitional year? Thanks for checking out the page. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. Verbal One and Big Verb. Love.